All right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Paul Tranny here. I'm just waiting for people to roll in, and I'm just working on this coloring book page. And I'm hoping you can follow along with me is the plan. So feel free to say hello. And we will get into this. Cool. All right. Cool. Steve, awesome. Afroja, Ellen, fantastic. And we are live as well. Cool. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. I see you there. I see chat, and let's get this party started. So I'm working on this Adobe coloring book, or this coloring book in general. And I'm going to make some characters and then colorize them, maybe have some fun with text as well. That's the plan. As soon as I get this link pasted in here, which is always fun. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, so let me share my screen. And feel free to say hello. Cool. Let me know where you're from, too. Awesome. Yeah, Fielden, I'm happy to do it as well. I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to get at it. I'm going to start just creating a character. Hopefully you guys will appreciate this. And I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this fine. What day is it? Friday. Yay! Friday. Gotta love Friday, huh? All right, so that's what I'm going with so far. Just make sure this is all synced up. Cool. Just gonna create a fun character. Let's do it right now. So this is how I would do things. In fact, whether you use a rounded rectangle or a regular rectangle, either way, either one is fine. I'm just gonna jump in here. Maybe remove these points like so. Right. Make sure you hit them like that. And we will create the mouth. There we are. Just like that. And also, again, what I will typically do is zoop, curve this like so. We'll make the teeth on the inside, which will be fun. And again, just kind of removing these parts. You can, by the way, just kind of... sometimes I cannot click correctly. Ooh. Gah. You can actually make those points larger or smaller. Totally up to you. But they're just made kind of like the teeth on the inside, something like that is all I'm doing. Let's take those over, put them on the face, and we'll get this moving a little quicker. Most things are made up of basic shapes, just like that. Those two, even though you can't see them, there they are. Okay, let me see chat. Sorry, click back over. Indonesia's in the house. What's up, Lee? Hello. What's up, party people, huh? Good to see ya. From Italy here as well. Let me move this over. Too many windows in the way. I'd probably exaggerate this mouth a lot. I'm actually thinking, ooh, Norway's here. Good to have you here, Norway. I'd probably take this, maybe make it larger, and like you can do like a little piece like of the tongue, like right down here. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, just adding that piece right there. Instead of deleting, what you can do is you can select that point and then hit delete like so. Now that's just gonna be an interesting shape is all. It does not have that bottom line with it, as you can see, but that's what I would do. Just kind of make it kind of look like there's a tongue back there, right? Let's get back to the nose. Using the shape builder tool, we can connect all these things like so, and there we have the nose as well, okay? I could have this little line like that. I think that looks pretty good. And let's move on with the rest, because I'm making this amazing coloring book page, and hopefully you guys like it. That's all I'm saying. Cool. All right, Malaysia's here. All right. Hit I to sample that line because I always want to have the same thickness of the line. Now, when I'm scaling things up and down, I want to go into general. And since this is what I'm doing, basically, I want to make sure I'm not, I don't want to scale strokes and effects. Turn that off, okay? You can scale corners, but just not the strokes and effects because I want to keep the line thickness like the same for all of these, right? That's all I'm doing right there. Hopefully my mouse holds out. I was live streaming earlier today and my mouse like died and I do not know how much juice I have currently. Let's draw another little circle. So when you do eyes, you want to have a little bit of a highlight. So let's go like that. Boom, boom, like a little bit of a highlight like so. And then we can select all three of those, group them together, you know, paste them, drag it over. You get the idea. It's pretty easy. Cool. Chile's in the house. Awesome. Pakistan, India, everybody's representing. Romania, Mika. Good to have you here. I also want to know your names too. You're more than just where you live. So like this. We want to do the eyebrows. Okay. In fact, in this case, I'm going to make them black like that. And what we could do with some of these shapes is we could transform them. I actually want to distort them. So we'll go to, let's go to Object, Envelope Distort. Let's go to Envelope Options. That looks pretty good. Let me go back in here. We can make with warp, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm making with warp. Most people are familiar with doing this when it comes to like text. But you could easily just arc an eyebrow. Super easy that way, right? That's done. Move that over. Another version I can do, what's up, Morocco, is using thick and thin line. Let me show you that real fast, actually, because this is actually pretty cool. So, cancel out of there. Let's get rid of that. A new way of doing things. Let's hit N for pencil. Let's make sure we just have this black stroke that is really large. So we'll go like 30. Draw it, zoop, like so. Oh, that's way too big for what I have going on. Let's make this smaller. Let's round it. And a lot of times I just need the properties panel. There it is. Stroke, round those caps and corners. And that also works pretty well. I actually have a lot of control in here when I do it this way, which I like a lot. Okay, as I kind of move that over, or I actually eliminate that middle piece altogether. Totally up to you, but then you can start to kind of add some nuance if you want to. So right over here, I'd use the width tool. So using the width tool, I come right over here, boop, and make it maybe thinner on one side versus the other. So this way, this looks like a little bit more natural. This one got a little wonky, okay? So that looks good. Duplicate it, flip it, like that. Let me know if you have questions. Florida's here, Honduras. I have not been to Honduras. All right, California in the house. Okay, so this is really easy. By the way, I'm gonna like kick it into high gear here in a second, just so you know. But let's just drop in a hat. Let's make a hat really fast. It'll just be easier, a little quicker to do. Let's take those. Let's just remove those points. P, bam, bam. I have a special setting where it actually is giving me the last used effect, basically, whatever your stroke was. That's actually what I had this set to. But maybe I actually want to just kind of drop that in and do a hat. Right, okay, so I've already done a ton of characters, by the way. I'm just showing you how I basically made them. Right, there we are. There's our guy with his cap, right, for our coloring book. Let's round out his chin down here a little better, right, like that. Looks much better. You get the idea. Drawing on top, you guessed it, Command Shift, closing bracket, opening bracket, again, to bring behind, if you will. So there it is on top. Opening bracket will bring it to the back. And that's all I'm doing here, folks. Let me show you all the characters I made, because I made over like 100, and they're part of this coloring book that I am working on. Okay, so hopefully that works for you. Let's get rid of that one. Let's get rid of that one. Let's get rid of these things. Pop, pop. Okay, cool. There's our character. Done. Okay, fast forward. You ready? Fast forward, that's essentially how I created all of these fun characters, right? So we could see based on kind of what I've just shown you, and let me turn off some of this content, we can see all these lovely little characters all made the same way with these fun little eyes, right? Little earring that we could always add some color to. And all these are, of course, half circles, right? Do people prefer laptop or tablet? I am excited for Photoshop. Did you hear me? I said Photoshop. Illustrator on the iPad. Somebody already mentioned that, and I have it running here, and I absolutely love it, just so you know. So I think it's, if you're lucky enough to have like an iPad and Apple Pencil, I think drawing is gonna just be so nice. But for the exactness, that's when I get into using the desktop version, right? Kind of coming in here. See right in here, we have some fun patterns. This is probably using the blend tool, right? In here is what I hope I used. So yeah, that is the case, and I just masked it out. Okay, cool. Little X's, really easy. Cool. Do you guys have questions? Keeping tabs. All right, Kuwait is here 5 times over. Easy up, easy on that, Ashik. But again, this is really fun because you kind of come in and create. If you want to create hair, one way of doing that is like, yeah, you can use sort of rounded rectangles, and you can start to play with this rectangle. So we can pretend like this is hair. We can make it spiky by taking any path and giving it more anchor points. So right down here, add anchor points, right? The shape's expanded. Let's see. Look at all these anchor points. These are all the anchor points right here now. So I've added more to it. And now if I go to into effect, distort and transform, maybe if I did like a roughen, you know, I'd smooth it out there, but now I'm just making it look a little bit more organic, like it's hair. If I wanted to make spiky hair, I'll go into distort and transform, and I will do pucker and bloat. So we'll do pucker and bloat, pucker specifically, and now we have like crazy hair for this guy if we want, okay? You could always expand that and have some fun with it. Can you do a quick mask in Illustrator? Yeah, you can in general for sure. Here's my mask. Let me remove that pucker and bloat. Or if I just wanted to add a mask on top, so let's just grab another rectangle, remove it from there. There those two R's. We can go ahead and make a clipping mask. So not a quick mask if you're used to using Photoshop, but you can make your clipping mask, and now you can have spiky hair, just showing that top part as I drop it right over here. So hopefully that answers your question, right? Do people use Wacom tablets anymore? Yes, they do. There's so many artists that I feel like a lot of digital painters are all using Wacom tablets. I don't. I'm actually just using a mouse because I tend to lean more toward like design for what it's worth, right? So there, again, I'm working on this coloring book. I'm gonna type in some text. This will be pretty cool. Let's do this. Grab some text. We're gonna put it maybe just on top of everything else. Here's my text family, because we're all part of the design community here, aren't we? We're all just one big happy family. Oh, cool. So Lee has a Wacom tablet. You're lucky. You're so lucky. Tony made your own Command B. Oh yeah, you know what's funny, Tony, is I guess I use two-handed. shortcuts all the time, but I love that thought of using one-handed shortcuts. All right, so here's my text, family. In fact, I'm going to hide artboard. So we can just go ahead and take this and put it up here. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and expand this. Right, we could make this a stroke. So we could do something like this for our text, but we could also get really fun with it as well. So let's just take each individual letter. Let's take this F. Go into my brushes. I happen to make these fun brushes right in here that are all just fun patterns. So when I click right there, and when I make it white, because I think there's some coloring going on, but there we go. Well, there we have the fun F, as you can see, for the coloring book. So let's do that with these other ones right over here. By the way, oh man, so many things to talk to you guys about. Let's just click on any one of these. Let's change the color, right? And we can see them all like so, right? So I think this is kind of cool, especially for a coloring book. Makes it easy for me because I only have to make these once. I could go in and add that. And for this middle part, I can just get rid of, right? Those pieces. I don't know, just kind of simplifying some of this, just so you know, and having some fun with these different strokes. I do have some cleanup to do, but that's okay, right? I could always, anytime you have these weird things like this, it means that you have multiple points right in here. That's all. So this font wasn't maybe not the cleanest of fonts, but if I get rid of those, we can kind of work on cleaning this part up and making sure it just has some nice flow to it, right? Fun stuff, as you can see, playing with this line. That looks really great. Oh, Micah, you are too kind. I appreciate you saying so. But there we go. We have the fun M, right? Let's fast forward. Are you ready? We're going to fast forward to the text that I already have right here. Here's the text. Now you know roughly how this was made. These are just lines right here. Here's how I simplified this M, right? If I take a look at my brushes panel, I can see right over here, I just used this brush for it, right? One that I made, but I can change it at any time to any one of these other ones, which is awesome. Cool. All right. Yeah, tablets are great for drawing. How did I change the anchor point? Good question. I used a shortcut key, and I usually don't like to, especially on live streams. It's Shift-C. So on a Mac, actually on PC as well, Shift-C will give you this Add Anchor Point tool, just so you know. So I just do Shift-C and use all these shortcuts. So yeah, now you know my secret. That looks pretty good. Let's colorize this now, shall we? Because that'll be fun. Oh man, Brian, last time you used Adobe stuff is CS2. So many things. Let me show you something right now, Ant, and everyone. Because basically what I want to do is I'm going to just color this all like really fast. Okay, so I'm going to just maybe select this shape. Really doesn't matter. Select any of these shapes. Go to select same fill color, which honestly hasn't changed in years. Does exactly what we need it to, which is perfect. Selected all the shapes with a white fill. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, you ready for this? I want to actually get my colors together first. So right over here, let's pick some colors, guys. Yes. Let's go with this one. I want to do like this color. I want to do like a teal, a pink. I want to do a yellow, and then like maybe a blue. So let's just change this one to blue. And keep in mind these are all, oh, I just changed everything. Shouldn't have done that. But let's make a new color real fast, actually. I'm gonna make it kind of like a nice blue. There we go. We have our colors. They're all global colors. But the cool thing is rather than going in and changing and coloring this, which is gonna take me forever, I'll just select everything with the fill color of white, which is most things. Now I want to randomly fill them with one of these like 4 colors that I just made. So this is what I do. I will go in, I'll select all 4 of those, and then I've discovered this script that will allow me to do a random swatches fill. So randomly from those 4 swatches that I have selected, randomly fill in all those shapes with those swatches that I have selected. There it is, bingo. Now we have pretty much in an instant, we colorize this, if you will. Yeah, how did I make the baby in the A letter? The baby is just, again, just a shape. I literally just used a rounded rectangle. The only thing maybe unique about it is I think for the eyes, oh, that's cute, the cute little mouth. Like for the eyes, they actually might be, instead of a circle, I kind of didn't want them too large, but I'd sometimes take this bottom and like scrunch it up, like your eyes get kind of, you know, when you open your eyes, it's kind of larger on the top than it is on the bottom. So that's another fun way to make an eye, as you can see right here. Right. All right, you get the idea. So pretty cool. We have all this craziness. It did randomize everything. So like sometimes the ears will be kind of, you know, maybe they need to be synced up. You know, do what you need to. Kind of tighten it up where you want to. It just did it randomly. And then you can go in and change the specific colors if you decide you need to. Cool. But I think that's pretty awesome. Oh man. Thank you. Thank you, Colin. Good man. I appreciate you doing that. But again, everything is colored. New feature also, I can hit the F key. I can actually hit Shift F, and that gives me presentation mode. And that's currently where this is at, presentation mode. Let's fast forward and do the presentation mode on this one, because you can see this is roughly the finished version where everybody's kind of randomly colorized with like a constrained color palette. Now the last thing I'm going to show you guys, which is awesome. Ooh, yes, Brian, you got to be all about Illustrator if you're into typography, for sure. And Philippe, just go ahead and do a search for random swatches fill if you want this, because I did not make it. And I don't have the link. I got it so many years ago. You're better off doing a search and going through that whole deal, right? And again, some of these are looking so nice. Look at this lady. Look at this gorgeous lady right here. Ba, 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 ba. Right, like that, with a little winky eye. And what do we do when we want eyelashes? It's the same thing. Like you could hit N, draw with the pencil. Right, and the situation that's happening here is rather than it being a uniform line, we just want to make sure that it's going to be the width profile 4. If you ever want to reverse it, just go to Path and reverse path direction, and it will reverse it, just so you know, or you just apply a different path. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. Just another fun tip as we take a look at this final piece. Last thing I'm going to show you guys. Stick around for this. It's going to be awesome. Oh, thank you, Sonia. Oh, Sonia, we need to talk. We need to get together. You, Beatrice, Brian, Vendashi, because this is huge. Like some of this stuff. Like, what if you decide you don't like these colors? Can we modify it? And that's what I want to do now. I'm just gonna select everything. Command A. We'll go into Edit, down into Recolor Artwork. If you're familiar with this, you probably know how awesome it is. Selecting Recolor Artwork. And here we have it. Because I actually did this earlier because I had a kind of a muted, yellow, and I was like, oh, I want to crank that up and just make it more electric, give it more of a pop. Okay. Even right in here, if I decide, you know what, I want to tweak that to blue, I can go into edit. I could actually lock all these colors together and then just have fun rotating this and trying different color themes to see kind of like what works well for this. We have this 70s theme. This feels very 70s to me. The whole thing feels very 70s, but I wanted it to be kind of summery. So that's kind of how this ended up. This looks very sort of USA. I don't know. Primary colors. I like this stuff better. This is just a little bit more fun for me. So that is it. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. It's Random Swatches Fill. Just do a search for it, you know, on the interwebs. Random Swatches Fill. You don't have to use all caps like I just did. What's that all about? Swatches Fill Illustrator. There it is. All right. From Vector Boom. Here's the link. And you know what? I'm going to paste that in chat for everybody who wants it. Pasting that in. There you go. Thank you, Vector Boom. Thank you. Oh, Melanie, you beat me to it. You found it already, right? All right, cool, everybody. That is it for me. My name is Paul Tranny, and I would like to say that I appreciate you guys. And once I get this one all ironed out, I'm going to go ahead and post it to social media, and that's where this will end up. So thank you, Mika and Steph and Sharon and Lee and Felicia and everyone. It's available immediately after. It's available immediately, guys. You can watch this anytime. Open to suggestions. If you want to hit me up through social media, you can. I'll probably post this to Instagram hopefully later today. And appreciate you guys hanging out with us. So have a good one. Be kind to one another. Wash your hands, because you just should. Nobody likes dirty hands. So anyways, and be kind to one another. And wear a face mask, huh? Because that way you don't have to brush your teeth. Just kidding. Brush your teeth as well. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, reach out to me on social media. We'll talk to you soon.